everyone, I'm Jacqueline Flowers. Welcome to my channel. Well, thank you for joining me if you're new. My last video, a lot of you might have seen, I talked about borderline personality disorder, but I talked about the difficulties and the kind of day-to-day living symptoms, that type of thing. This time though, I'm going to talk about the good side because I think it's so important to stress that it really is not all bad. And I think it's so intense, the things that we do deal with, it's important to try and highlight or shed light on the good bits. So again, I've written a list of things. At the end of the video, I'm going to mention what I think is the best bit about it for me, because there is one, and also what I'm kind of thinking about doing for my next video as well, so stick around to see that. So the first good point I'm going to point out is that we love deeply, so deeply. What do I mean? That one's difficult to put into words because it's difficult to put love into words anyway. It literally is kind of what it says on the tin. My partner's a great example. Saying a little I love you is not enough. I kind of have to go overboard and be like, oh my god, I love you so much, you're the best, blah blah blah, and it just kind of goes on, and it's just kind of this bombardment of emotion. There's just an overspill of positivity, which I suppose is quite nice to be on the receiving end of, but I feel like once you say it, it's not enough. You have to say it again and again and again, and then at the end of it you're like, are you getting me? Like, are you listening? I'm sure loads of you will know what I mean by that. Strong empathy is definitely another one. I think that that's a good thing. It means that we work really well in caring roles, like a nurse or a support worker or a healthcare assistant, or even things like customer service and hospitality. Anything that means you're kind of looking after somebody else. I don't know what it is, but it seems to give us some real fulfillment. And I know that other people as well have talked about having high empathy levels. Of course, you know, it can be difficult, but it can also be so good, because if somebody's feeling good or happy, or even if they're feeling really sad and low, we kind of take it on and feel it ourselves, and people can be like, why are you overreacting? It's like actually feeling it. You're able to relate on a deeper level and provide like a good level of care. I don't know if this is just me. I think that this is a lot of people seeing through people's bull. I find that if somebody comes across a certain way, say there's this person at work who seems really nice and seems to be a mate and has a lot of people kind of going along with that image that they're trying to put over, I find it easier to look at that person and be like, she's full of, that's all fake. But I do find that like there's kind of a bit of a detector there. It's quite easy to spot and figure it out. That's a good one to have. Impulses can be fun. I know that sometimes it's impulsively spending money, but I can think of so many different things that I have impulsively done that just kind of lead to a bit of a mini adventure. I taught myself to hand poke tattoos. I don't even know what got that into my head. I can't remember where that came from. All I remember is watching like a bunch of videos and doing a bunch of research, and I bought myself a whole kit, and then I started doing hand poke tattoos on myself and a couple of my friends and my partner, so that was fun. And I still have the kit now, and I actually did one not that long ago because I was getting like lockdown withdrawal from having new ink. I decided that I was going to be a baker, and actually I was going to be a cake maker. I bought a massive baking kit. I started making cakes all the time, and then I was like decorating them, making little figurines out of the icing, and I ate loads of cake at the same time. Going to the gym was one as well. Netball was another one. I went once and I almost died. I started running for a little while, decided I was going to put myself through riding lessons, did that for a while, and now I've made a friend who owns 3 horses who I go down and see as much as I can. So that one stuck, and I really love that. Tidying up cannot be the only person who has watched videos on YouTube of somebody with a minimalist all white house or flat and then stripped away pretty much everything that I own. Accepting of others is another big one. I'm just so accepting of other people, and I think that goes for a lot of us. Things are getting better, but you know, there's a stigma out there about people who dress differently, have a different sexuality, or identify as a different gender. It just doesn't matter. Maybe it's because we've all come from our own experiences that were not traditional. We just don't find it odd when somebody else is being different, because we were different in certain ways. Does that make sense? Willing to help other people. Sometimes this is a bad thing because I prioritise helping other people over helping myself. I think that's something that loads of people do though. So that can easily be something that is not always amazing, but it means that even if you're in the middle of a bit of an episode, if somebody then comes to you and says, I've got this problem, everything that was consuming you has instantly gone, and your sole attention is now on what you can do for this person and how you can help them. Even if it's somebody that you don't know, even if it's somebody in the street or it's somebody struggling with their shopping, if you can help, then you will. Maybe this is because it's kind of rewarding for us to feel like we're doing something for another person, like it gives you that validation I mentioned in my previous video. I find a lot of people feel like they can come to me just to talk and that type of stuff. We need more of that, you know? Helping each other out is a great thing, and then hopefully somebody is there to help us when we need it. Standing up to injustice is a massive one. Why? I cannot stand something that seems wrong. You know when you're growing up and whoever is significant in your life is like, yeah, but life's not fair. I'm like, no. I find that so difficult to accept. Honestly, it's a case of, well, things should be fair. Not everything can be fair, but we should try and make it fair. So when there's something that doesn't seem right, then I'm so quick to jump in and say, hey, this isn't okay, what you've just said or what you've just done, that's not right. Fun to be around. I'm saying fun to be around because when everything's going well and you're in a good mood and I don't know, you're having a great day or a great week or a great month, you just radiate positivity. Everything feels amazing, the world feels perfect, you love everything and everything's going right. So then you walk around with this massive smile on your face, you're kind of jumping out of bed in the morning. It's kind of like being that annoying person on a Monday morning where everyone else is like with their cup of coffee and they're really low and they're like, oh God, I can't do this, and then you're just there like, hi. That's the best way I can describe it. That can be such a good thing because you just bring that positivity with you wherever you go. It's an opportunity to kind of make someone's day with a smile or maybe share some of your good feelings with other people. This one I've been trying to think of how to describe it and I'm kind of stuck for words. Colourful soul, bright personality. Does that sound a little bit cringe? A lot of people with borderline personality disorder have lots of tattoos, brightly coloured hair, dress in really bright clothes, colourful patterns. I mean, these are things that I do, and apparently that's quite common. And I don't know why it's such a common thing. The reason that I do it is because everything I feel inside, I like to express outside, hence all of the body art and the tattoos. And I like my clothes to be bright and colourful and full of patterns. So then if you're walking around and I get so many people look at me like I'm just so strange. It's like bringing a pop of colour everywhere you go. Why not just light everything up? Be a walking rainbow, because life can be dull. So I'm interested to know, how many of these things can you identify in yourself? I'm sure I'm going to think of a bunch of things that I've missed off. Trying to pick a favourite of my own for this one is actually quite difficult because I kind of like all of these aspects. I'm gonna say that being accepting of others is probably my favourite quality, simply because there is just so much hate in the world sometimes, and there is things that just don't need to be there, like hating on somebody else because of the way they decide to dress or being homophobic, things like that. They just don't even need to exist. So if more people were accepting of everybody else around them, life would just be easier. I have to say that's probably going to be my favourite quality out of the good bits. I actually really like them all. I like being colourful, I like being loud, I like being fun, I like being a bit outspoken and standing up for the things that I believe in. I think everybody should do that. Everyone has the right to do that. I like having strong empathy because it means I connect with people. I like loving people. Who doesn't want to receive love? As for my next video, I've been kind of pondering the idea of doing a video about coping mechanisms that I have found helpful. I'm also planning on doing a video on changing your perception from getting better to being okay, and I'll elaborate on that more when I do come to do that video. I've also been thinking that I'm going to vlog every day to capture the highs and lows of living with BPD day to day experiences, triggers, reactions, that type of thing, and then put that all into one, which will obviously end up being quite a bit of a longer video. So if anybody's kind of interested in seeing that, please do let me know. I think it would be interesting even for myself. And I also want to talk about BPD in a relationship as well. Let me know what you think in terms of what you would like to see and what would be beneficial. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a like, subscribe to keep updated with my content. It was great to see you. Thank you for joining me. See you in the next one.